Okay, my next model is Sarah. And of course you can see Sarah's got a beautiful face and a wonderful bone structure, nice thick eyelashes. In my next life, I'll have that, okay? I'm going to do another version of the low graduation. It will be done exactly like my first one did. I've got it sectioned into 4 quadrants. Now we'll take her hair to this side, sectioned in the middle of the ear. This is the hair that goes to the front. This is the hair that goes to the back. Same thing on this side. Now we'll start right here, then this side, then we'll go to the back. Same process, different length. So you can vary. This is to show you how you can vary each one. Once we get the forms cut in, then we can also vary those forms according to what we do with the finish on the hair. So that makes it even more interesting. Now the other model I did, the medium, we started right about to the middle. I'm going to drop Sarah's down to just about a ½ an inch below her little earlobe, right in here. Maybe 3/4 of an inch. We'll take the next section and we're going to lift up one section, just picking the hair up. And here again, I'm using a horizontal parting and cut. Already our graduation is beginning with that first lift. One more up the head form, lifting up just a little more, and one more, and we'll be at 45. And we have one quadrant finished. Now let's go right around. You can see how easily this would go. If you're working in a salon and you're having a busy day, you know what results you're going to get for this. There's no guesswork in it. Once you get the method of cutting it, you can just go right straight through it. Now I'm going to drop this side down just a little more, only because I want this side slightly longer. You don't have to do it that way. This is just a guideline for you to do it. Lifting up one time, because here's the flat of Sarah's head. She has a very small part where the hair begins to round. She doesn't have a lot of space there. And every head will vary somewhat. Just lifting up and out. And one more horizontal section. Lifting up from the bottom. Seeing my guideline through, we don't want to take a thicker piece of hair where we can't see the guideline, so we want to be able to see that through there. One more section up the head form, and we're almost at 45. One more section. You can see how very fast this goes. I'm able to go through this haircut, and you'll see it unedited. Just leaving this. Now you could, if you wanted to, go cut that front. I'm not going to because I like that length on her. But every cut that I'll be showing you has variables in there. And that's the nice thing. You can adjust it to the face shape and for whatever you want. To the next quadrant, we'll just do a diagonal section right across the head form. Get my little clip to keep it out of the way. And I want to have a little bit of the hair here because where I cut this is going to dictate to me where I cut my form. And we'll just do it at fairly low graduation. I am putting one finger there only because I don't want this hair to be cut on the skin because it makes it more sharp. And I don't particularly like that. So I just put one finger in there, which if you just do a little bit there, you're going to have a slight bit of graduation and a little softer line there. So just going up the head form one more section, working right up. So we'll have another length of the low graduation. This won't have quite as much of a weight line, but we'll have somewhat because that is what distinguishes low graduation from high graduation. Is low graduation has a little bit of a weight around the crest of the head where the head begins to round, where it goes from flat to round. Right across the head form, and just as I go up the head form, lifting up, I can see my guide through here. Lifting up again, I'm cutting in the same place that I parted my section. Now you want to have it the same here as here. If you start getting longer, then you're going to have it droopy. So you want to be sure to lift and have it the same exact length. as here as here. Just leaving that nice and soft. And we're going to lift up one more time to where this will be at our 45. Lifting it up and just checking as I go. Making sure we're the same length here as here. And you see how it just works right around. A little bit longer version, which this is for someone when you don't want to go quite as short as the other one I did. So there's many different lengths and versions. Once you learn the technique, it's up to you as to what length you want to do, how you want to do the bangs, how much length you want here. And just lifting up a little, which will create that little bit of a weight line. Now let's go to the other quadrant. This will be our last one. This is going to be nice on Sarah. Just doing a diagonal parting across the head form. That way I can see where this started and where this ends. So I'll take just a little diagonal parting, lift it up slightly, and across the section. It's the same here as it is here. If we start to drop this, then it looks droopy. And if you don't lift it enough, then you're going to have a little short bob. And that's okay if you want that. But if you want some graduation in there and a little bit of more of a form, then you'll want to do this length. Just lifting up, following my guide, right to the center where I left off on the other side. Right across the head form. You can see where we're going. I'm measuring each piece as I go, lifting it up slightly, making sure that it's the same all the way across, that it's not drooped down. And we're right at 45 right now, because just always check it. That would be 90. This would be 45. So let's just bring this down. Let's do a couple sections here across the quadrant. Now Sarah, let's have that head nice. Let's make sure your client or your model's head is held just right, because that can change the form. It can change it. And working right on around. Let's do another section. One more. Don't want to do too thick a piece. You want to have enough small enough sections so that you can see your guide through each one. And you have your guide spelled out for you. The last one will come down. And we've just about completed our low graduation. If you comb Sarah's hair down now, you'll see the graduation is just on the flat of the head. If we comb in this direction, you can see right in here. And like I say, this is a little bit of a rough cut. It's just cut the pattern out. That's all that's happened here, is cutting our pattern out. When Sarah's hair is dry, we'll come back and we'll tweak it a little bit. I'll do that on camera as soon as she's dry and show you how I'll do that. Just checking a little bit. One thing that I do like to do with this particular cut, because I left it longer on one side, I like to reverse it, making sure, and there will be a little I have to cut off, just reverse side to side so that you don't have, and you want to lift it out and cut it, don't pull it to there, just so that there won't be any overhang and no droopiness here. So that's why I'm lifting it up and out. Ooh, missed a hair. Now, let's comb her. I'm going to take Sarah. We're going to have her dried. I'm going to bring her back on camera to tweak her. But there's our medium. I would say this would be a medium length low graduation, with the graduation only at the lower perimeter. So you can see if someone wanted to let their hair grow out, this would be a great cut to do that. It's very soft and very pretty. So we'll bring her back. I'm not going to do too much now because I want to do it afterwards. So once she's dried and flat iron, I'll bring her back on camera. I'll do all the little tweaking on camera so you get to see all of that. Be right back. Okay, we're back with Sarah and with our little bit longer low graduation, and you can see this has really made her hair look much thicker, taking a lot of the split ends off. So it's a perfect example when you want to make the hair a little healthy and give it a little bit better shape. This would be the perfect choice. And it's graduated just on the flat of the head and a little graduation on the side. So we've dropped her down. She does have a little bit of a weight line. I am going to go in there and we're going to just tweak these ends slightly. Ooh, not with that we won't. We'll do it this way. We don't want to cut an inch off there. I was thinking I had my notchers, but we're going to go in and just hand do this. Just go in and point cut those ends just to soften them a bit. And it'll make her hair move. This cut has actually made her hair feel a little coarser, believe it or not, because taking all the dead ends off and making a little bit more of a weight line there and keeping all the length on the top basically. And just going in once we've dried the hair and just point cut those ends a little bit. You don't remove any of this because you want to keep your line where it's at, but it just acts as a little bit of softening there. But by doing it, lift it out to do it. Lift it up and out and just point cut in there a little bit. You can do it with the notchers, you can do it with a texturizer, whatever you feel comfortable doing and how much you want to do. It's kind of nice to just hand do it this way because you can see exactly where you're putting it. And sometimes with a little notcher on finer hair, we can take out more than we actually want. So sometimes this is a perfect choice to go in and do a little of that. I mean, you can go in and do a little slithering if you want, whatever kind of finishing you want to do. The sky's the limit. Once you decide on a form and what's going to be best for your person, your model, your client, whatever, then you just go for it and you finish it. That's what makes everything look a little different. We just kind of play up on a person's texture in the hair and just go with that. So you're not trying to change the hair, but just to make it the best it can be. And you wouldn't even have to do what I'm doing. I just particularly like it a little softer. It's going to move around a little better. And you know, with each client, I always tweak it the same way. You know, go in and do a little bit. It makes them feel good. You're taking a little extra care with them, and that's kind of the name of the game. Just eyeball it and see exactly where it needs a little something there. But this is, you know, once you learn all the forms, the sky's the limit. We become even more creative by doing that. You know you're going to have predictable results because you followed a system to get there. So that's little Sarah's finish on her medium low graduation. She's got many options here. So there it is, all finished.